Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kids of all ages, welcome to our Saturday stream. That's right, folks. Here we are. Hello, everybody. My name is rbPlays. I am your humble host on this side of the screen. Thank you so much for stopping by. If this is your first time here, then please, by all means, stick around for a little bit. See if you like what we have to say. See if you like what we do. It's going to be a just chatting stream today, so it's not our normal content. We do this once a month for our supporters so that they can ask questions, give feedback, etc., 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 etc. But if you do like what you see around here, hold on, that music is really loud in my ears. I need to fix that. No volume? Can you not hear me? Okay, you can hear me. Good. Yeah, I need to adjust the volume of these earbuds right now because they're driving me crazy. We'll go about there. Whew, yeah, that was loud in my ears. Darth seems to be having trouble with his volume this morning. I gotcha. Okay. I got to figure out where to put this microphone because it's like if I get it too close, then it starts spiking and stuff, and it's really annoying. But anyway, good morning, everyone. How's everybody doing this fine Saturday morning? We go live every Saturday at 9 a.m. This week is probably going to be a shorter stream. It is a just chatting stream, but I have a ton of stuff to do. But we'll start off with the stuff we normally talk about on our monthly get-together just chat stream, and that is that the channels are doing okay. Not a lot of Twitch was muted. That's all right, Darth. No worries, buddy. But the channels are doing okay. They're holding their own. Not a lot of new subscribers, not a lot of lost stuff. So, you know, it's all good. The gaming channels, both here on Twitch and on YouTube, content is being consumed. So that's yay. That's good. I'm seeing a lot of activity on older stuff, like some of the old stuff that I did with Ars Nouveau and Applied Energistics, and what was the other one that was the big one? The Mining Dimension portal on one of the old mod packs. Those seem to be my top 3 performers on the YouTube side. And then the shorts, the clips that you all create here on Twitch, those seem to perform pretty good most of the time. There's a few that flop, but you know, usually it's a couple thousand views on a short, so that's pretty good. That's on the YouTube side, of course. Here on Twitch, you know, we're live every Saturday, and the same people come every week, and I love you guys to pieces for that. So thanks for being here. Woodworking channel, no new content as of yet for the woodworking channel. I do have some stuff in the works, but I haven't been able to finish any of that yet. I've got a lot of stuff going on, as you all know, in said personal life that occupy a lot of my time. Speaking of movement on the septic system. Yeah, we're gonna talk about poop for a minute. Movement on the septic system. The county came out, I guess it was Thursday, and the results from the perk test came back. So the county has to come out, survey the property, and figure out where they're going to allow us to put this new field in. And I wasn't here, but my middle kid, Beholden, was here, and he went out and talked to the guy because he didn't know the guy was coming. Movement on the septic system. Yeah, I didn't realize I did that at the time, but I'm glad I did. But anyway, Beholden went out and talked to him because he didn't know that anybody was coming, so he wanted to find out who this random guy was walking through our yard. I know I told them, but anyway. But the guy from the county said, that really the septic system shouldn't be a big deal because, well, he didn't. Yeah, I guess he said that. Because the soil drains really well. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. That means that pretty much wherever we put the septic field should be fine. The perk test results came back good, came back fine. So what that means is we should not have to put in any extra stuff like aerators or anything that are going to add cost to the install. So I'm hoping we can get into this for less than 10 grand. Like, honestly, I'm hearing that around 7,000 would get the job done. So that is fantastic. That is fantastic. Of course, I'm waiting for the septic company to call me and actually start talking numbers, but that's where we're at right now. So that's a blessing, right? I'm super excited about that. Here's hoping that it actually pans out. And then so the USB debacle at work has been rectified. They gave us back access to our have them designed with future aerator expansion. I mean, that's something that we can talk about. I don't know if that's like, I don't know how important that would be. I know that drainage systems need to run downhill, and as long as there's a place for it to go, it should be fine. But if that's something that could or should be a consideration, I'll absolutely talk to them about that. The USB debacle at work, that's been, it would help with clearing clogs. You would think, yeah, it's possible. That's possible. That is very possible. I don't know. The guys that are doing the septic system, the septic stuff for us, like, I don't have a lot of experience with a lot of different septic companies, but these guys have been very straight with me on everything that we've done so far. And that being the case, I kind of trust them. Obviously trust but verify, but I definitely kind of trust them. So we'll have those conversations hopefully early next week. I'm hoping Monday, Tuesday. We did have to take out a home equity loan. We have a ton of equity in the house, so it's not a concern for, like, borrowing too much. But we took out a home equity loan that should definitely cover the field repairs. And then there's a couple other projects around the house that we really haven't concentrated on because, funding. There's a couple of trees that need to go, and the front door needs to get fixed, and the roof needs to get replaced. So all of those things combined, we're looking at how to best utilize that home equity loan. It's home equity line of credit. So basically, we get the line of credit for 10 years. So whatever we borrow, we can pay back over time. But then if there's anything left at the end of 10 years, then it becomes an actual loan with payment terms and all that stuff. We're only responsible for paying the interest during the 10 years, but we're going to pay more than that, obviously, because I don't want to have a balance, at least not a significant balance at the end of that 10 years. Yes, a new roof would absolutely help with home equity. And then also the new septic drainage field will help with home equity. If I can tell people, yeah, this is a brand new septic system, essentially a brand new septic system as of 2025, that's going to be like, whoa, okay. So if we do decide we want to sell this place, then that would absolutely help us. Whoa, okay. So I'm trying something a little new this week. I downloaded Stream Elements SE Live. It's a plugin for OBS. So I actually have a multi-chat here now. All of the chats, both YouTube and Twitch, are visible to me in one place. I didn't have that before, but I'm trying to get used to it. It's a little wonky. I'm doing some other testing too for some stuff, but I'm not ready to talk about that yet. But anyway, I think that's it on the septic system. I did work on the front door a little bit yesterday. That leak that the leak that we have around the front door. I'm not sure if it's going to work or not, but we'll see. How I fixed it before, you can get the round, like tuck in foam insulation for, I guess you could use it around door seals, small crack gaps, etc. And then I covered it over with silicone. So I used that to fill in the space, and then I covered it over with silicone, and it held for probably 2.5 years. But I went out and looked at it yesterday, and it was absolutely trashed. So I went out and I bought more of that stuff. And then I got talking to somebody at work and telling him what I was going to be doing. And he said, well, have you tried the waterproof expanding foam? I was like, no, I hadn't even thought of that. So I tried that. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. I went out and I put that on last night. I need to go out and check it today and see how it's cured, and trim off the excess. But it filled the space really nicely. So maybe it will work. Fingers crossed, maybe. I only need it to hold for a little while. I just want to keep the water out of the basement of the house, out of the lower level of the house, so that I've got some time to figure out the best solution, which, I mean, it kind of does. Yes, it kind of does. It kind of does look like that, but it also will, you can also trim it back so that it's nice and flush. And so we'll see. I'm I'm cautiously. Oh, hey. Diamond Anvil put on the YouTube. He made a comment over on YouTube, and I don't see it. I don't see it here on the multi-chat. Dun dun dun. Huh. I don't see it over here. I'm supposed to see it, but I don't see it. Can I do this? Oh no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Settings. This plugin is weird. Output settings, same as OBS. No, that's not it. Huh. So the YouTube chat is not showing up over here. Well, that's just unfortunate. I am tired of things that don't work the way they're supposed to work. I'm so frustrated by this. Anyway, we'll figure it out. I have the YouTube chat. I have it available, so I'll just keep an eye on it over there. Bummer. back to the USB debacle from work. They had turned off all of our USB ports. Well, they didn't turn off the ports. You could still plug in you could still plug in accessories like mice and keyboards and stuff like that, and web cameras. But this got so bad. This got so bad that at the facility that I work at, we also create all of the IDs for new hire employees. That's a police department function for railroad police, but because they can't meet with everyone and everyone comes to our facility as a new hire, we perform that service for the police department. We create their IDs for them. Well, so we have a USB camera that we take the picture with. And then we access the folder on the camera through the computer. Well, of course, with USB drives turned off, you can't do that. But what was funny was you could actually connect to the camera, but it would only show you old stuff on the camera. It wouldn't show you anything that you just did. Like, it was super weird. Anything that dated back to last Thursday, not 2 days ago Thursday, but a week ago Thursday, anything that dated back to the day that they turned it off, anything from that day forward was not visible. Anything older than that, you could see it. I was like, well, okay, there's a way we can fix this. I took out my company issued cell phone because surely a company issued device will work. So I took out my company issued cell phone and I took a picture of the guy to take to print his ID with, and I connected it via the USB cable, and my iPhone connected. And so I navigated to my folder where my pictures were, and I couldn't see anything that was new. I could see all the old stuff. I could see February last month and earlier, but I couldn't see anything for March. So what I had to do is, on my company phone, I had to go in and send myself a Microsoft Teams message with the photo attached. Then I had to go to the computer, open up Microsoft Teams, and download the picture from Teams. Well, iPhones save their pictures as a TIFF file or TFIF file. I can't remember exactly, but I think it's TIFF. And the software that we use to create the IDs can't interpret that. So I had to send myself a message with the picture, download the picture to the desktop, open the picture on the desktop with a photo editor, and resave it as a PNG file. Then I had to go into the administration software for where we create the badges and import that picture to make one person an ID because they turned off USB drives. Like, that don't fly. Next week, I have a class of 7 people that are going to be new hires, and all of them are going to need IDs. And I'm going to have to do that again next week. Like, what in the world? But yesterday, they turned our USB drives back on because we all put in tickets saying, hey, we use USB drives religiously around here for video projects and the stuff that I use for my 3D printer and CNC machine and all that. I do a lot of stuff with thumb drives, and most of us need to have access to USB drives. So they turned it back on. I don't know if it's going to work or not. We'll see. Monday morning, I'm going to take pictures of these guys, these 7 folks, and no, they're not here this week. It's the week after. Sorry. So in 2 weeks, I'll take pictures of 7 guys and see if I can make IDs. But you're right, Diamond. Computers are great. Actually, computers are great. It's the people hope for the best, expect the worst. I usually hope for the worst and expect the best. But, Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. The ramifications of them turning off our purchasing cards are also starting to be felt. I needed to order a bunch of ink and a bunch more roll sticker paper for the plot printer. That's $400 that I normally spend on my purchasing card that my boss had to spend on his purchasing card because I don't have one anymore. What's funny about it is they didn't even think about what people do in their normal day to day. They didn't think about that at all. And I get it. You got a lot of people out there who are not asking for permission to spend money that belongs to the company. I get it. You got to rein that in. But at the same time, if you were to talk to the managers of these people and say, hey, who on your team can I print a blank badge and draw in the picture? Yes. I mean, I could do that. I'm not going to do that, but that would be hilarious. I'll just draw a stick figure on it and put their name and an employee ID number on it. That ought to fly, right? That ought to fly real well. But yeah, they should have gone to all of the managers and said, look, we're going to turn off purchasing cards for the vast majority of people because the vast majority of people out there are absolutely not being frugal with the company's money. But do you have anybody, squiggly line stick people? Yes. Do you have anybody that absolutely needs a purchasing card? And I'm sure that the answer to that would have been yes. I feel like in my case that would have been a yes. He needs a purchasing card, but they didn't, and so we're going to make this painful. Yeah, good times. What else did I need to do? I need to do a brake job. I need to do a brake job on the minivan. I got the brake pads. The rotors seem fine. I've got the pads. Hopefully, I can get to that this weekend. I'm not a big fan of working on cars. Like I can do it, but it's not something that brings me joy. You know, if we were in a better position, I would just go someplace and say, "Here, put brakes on this for me." I mean, sure, except it's not woodworking or gaming. It's not woodworking or gaming content. I'd have to start an automobile channel to do that. I don't know, maybe. YouTube videos for the win. Yeah. I mean, it could be a decent video. Could be a decent video. I'm sure I could get people to watch it. Yeah, like a how-to, yeah. Which I have already watched a how-to video on use wooden tools. I could do that. I could make a woodworking video on building a clamp to compress the caliper. Like I could do that. But that would be tough. It'd be tough. Actually, what I'll do is I'll just get a couple of thin pieces of plywood and I'll use that instead of the old brake shoe. I'll use that to put inside of the clamp to compress the caliper back down. And before anybody says anything, I know that this will work. My van is not new enough that it's got those ratcheting systems in it, which you have to have a special tool for. Mine are just strictly compression. They're not those fancy ones that have the wooden wedges. Yes, you could do wooden wedges. Sure. Wooden wedges would work. Opposing wedges to come in and jam that caliper back down, that piston back in. Sure, that would work. That would absolutely work. Ugh, for crying out loud. Thank you. Oh, I don't know if you're gonna. I don't know if you can see that, Diamond. Maybe you can. Maybe you already did. I think you got it. That's the other thing about this Stream Elements chat. If it's in there, it's just in there. But it looks like you got it already. So, yeah. Cheers. Oh, speaking of cheers, Darth Ekerb resubscribed with his Amazon Prime for the 67th month. Darth, thank you so much. Appreciate that very much. He did that in the pre-stream, and I was going to mention it first thing. I forgot about that. Ah. You're welcome, buddy. You're welcome. What else? What else? You know what? I am going to talk about this. I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready to talk about this. Although, that being the case, I don't have it ready yet. I don't have it ready yet, but I am going to open up something, and I'm gonna pull up the desktop here. Let's go here, and then here, and then here. And there it is. And we'll go over here. Okay, now can I show this? Add a channel. No, I am not ready to switch back to Linux. No, actually, I'm not. This is gonna. You might lose me here for a second. Desktop. Okay. Yep, you're gonna lose me. Okay, so you've got me here now, and we're going to add a scene. We're going to add a desktop. I'm going to use a display capture. Hey, that's the right one, even. Sweet. Get that roughly in the center. All right, so you guys can see the screen and you guys can hear it, right? This is Meld Studio. This is Meld Studio. Meld Studio is a new, whoops, that's too big. Meld Studio is a new alternative to OBS. As you can see, I've got some scenes here. I've got a start scene. I've got a chatting scene. Nope. That's start scene, chatting scene from the front. Of course, that'll be my face cam. I've got a chatting screen full screen, and then I've also got gameplay. I'm still in the process of setting this up. But this is super slick. Meld Studio is super slick. It can't do anything with any of these yet because it's already being used by OBS, but that's okay. Like what you see here is what you get. It's let me just do this, right? If I do this, if I bring this over here, this is how complicated OBS is. These are all of the scenes that I use. These are the items that are in each one of those each one of those scenes, right? And just being able to trying to do simple stuff a lot of times in OBS is super complex. It's super complex. So that being the case, I'm looking for something that's a little bit simpler. And I've been watching some videos on Meld. Yeah, the mirror of a mirror of a mirror thing. That's pretty cool, isn't it? It's an inception. But Meld Studio has some very cool transitions. Like when I go between scenes, right? If I were to just go back to our just chatting screen like this, right? You know, it's a simple stinger effect, right? But in Meld, I can actually have things like move. Like like right now my camera is here. If I wanted to put my camera say down, oops. Right now my camera, hold on, for crying out loud. Let's go back to desktop. Yeah. Like right now my camera is here, right? If I wanted to do something else in game and then put my camera up here, I could just have it just kind of morph to the other side of the screen. Like it's super cool. And to do that in OBS is almost impossible. It's almost impossible. I watched Harris Heller, Senpai Gaming, do a little bit of something with Meld Studio the other day, and he showed you how complicated it is to do in OBS and how simple it is to do in Meld. And I mean, to me, that's game changer, right? Now, there is a problem that I have with Meld Studio, and that is your audio inputs. On OBS, the audio inputs are easy. If I wanted to add an audio input, I can add any audio input capture, I can add any browser source capture, and I can do those separately, right? In Meld, it's not a scene anymore, it's called a layer. It's not a source anymore, it's called a layer. There's no way to add an audio layer in Meld. You actually have to add an audio input on the audio mixer. Now that's fine, but once you have an audio input on the mixer, it's always active. So in the pre-stream, like if I was on the stream start screen, right? If I was on the stream start screen, if my microphone was down here, I would have to remember to mute my microphone. I would have to remember to mute my game audio. I would have to remember to mute any other things that are going on except for sound alerts and pretzel. I would have to remember to do that or set up some kind of keybind in the Stream Deck to make that happen automatically. Now that can be done, but it is cumbersome. But I've been in the Meld Discord, and they are working on a way to make it so that those audio layers are per scene and not universal. So that's something that's coming, and I'm super excited about it. And I think next week we're going to try to stream using Meld instead of OBS. You guys got thoughts on that? Because I think it's phenomenal software. Just the little bits that I've been playing around with it over the last probably week, it's pretty great. It's pretty great. And it is exciting. I'm excited about it. The Meld team, super helpful. I've been in the Discord a little bit and asked a couple of questions, and people are like, well, you could do this or that, or have you ever experienced this? And like, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. I need to finish working out all the scenes. I've got the start scene, a basic chatting scene, a gameplay scene. So I need to work those out and just make sure that they're how I want them. But So far, it's working out okay. So far, it's working out okay. Mrs. RB wants me to move furniture today after the stream. We'll do it, obviously, because we love her. But I don't like moving furniture. I'm going to have to get some help. I'm going to have to get some of the younger generation to give me a hand with that. From whose house? Quickly throw out my back. Fun fact, I did. Well, I didn't. So you guys probably remember last week I told you that I had come down with a urinary infection of some kind, either just general UTI or bladder or kidney or something, right? And so the doctor put me on an antibiotic. The antibiotic is done, everything's fine, except super irritated kidney area. Like they've run tests, there's no problems with the kidneys or anything, but because of how intense it was, it put a strain on my back. And so I am actually on a muscle relaxer to fix to fix my strained muscles in my back right now. So I'm gonna need help. Diamond Anvil wants me to hydrate, so we shall hydrate. Cheers. That's some high quality H2O. Mark is complete. Sure. The only thing I'm back to the Meld Studio thing. The only other thing that gives me pause, like setting up streaming to Twitch, setting up streaming to YouTube, super simple. Like that was easy peasy, rice and cheesy. I have not run a test stream yet, so I don't know how it's going to look. Browser sources for the beginning scene, the end scene, the BRB scene, all that good stuff. That all easy peasy. Also, yeah, let's go back to desktop for a second. And so over here, if I go to the chatting scene, right? Take that back. Chatting scene, is that? No, let's go to the start scene. You can't hear me when I do that. That's a fail if I ever saw one. Anyway, if I were to add an audio source, let's see if we'll do browser capture, right? So, yeah. So I've got sound alerts, and then I've got sound alerts audio only. The sound alerts one is the one that you all hear whenever somebody plays the RB pay attention to chat or ads warning or whatever. Whenever those are played, this is how you see it and this is how you hear it. The sound alert browser source. I can't hear it though, so I have another browser source in OBS for audio only. So anytime somebody plays one of those alerts, then I can hear it because of the way it's set up. You don't have to do that in Meld Studio. In Meld Studio, if I want to hear something, all I have to do is turn the queue on. So if I do a browser source like sound alerts, see how it's got queue selected there? When that happens, I can hear it. And so can you. So that's fun, right? By the way, sorry about that whole yeah, that's also true, Diamond. OBS does have a tendency to do updates that break your plugins. And if Meld doesn't do that, like that's phenomenal. So far, I can't tell you if it's more stable or not. I will say that the people that are using it, there are some, I will say, some decent sized streamers that do use Meld, and they're not complaining. So that's fantastic. That is fantastic. All right. So we are closing in on an hour. I think we're only going to stream until 10 today because I like I said, Mrs. RB needs us to move some furniture, and there's all kinds of other stuff we got to do today. But and it is a just chatting stream, so I think we're going to call it at 10 o'clock today. But let me think about anything else that was important to talk about. Servers, game servers. I know there's only a couple. No, not 10 your time. 10 your time would be a long time from now. I'm not going that long. 20 more minutes. 19 more minutes. 19 more minutes. 2 hours difference, so it'd be 2 hours and 19 minutes then. And that's I can't do that today. Can't happen. No, we're not. I mean, it does a little, but also no. I can't let Mrs. RB down. I can't do that. I'm trying to think of what else is important to talk about today. There's not a whole lot more going on in my life that it's worthy of sharing. I will say this. I am super glad to see those of you here that are here, because that's awesome. Is there a way? I suppose I could do. I'm trying to think of ways that I can change up the stream in Meld to incorporate cross functionality between Twitch and YouTube, right? Obviously I should be getting rain tomorrow, I think. I think it's tomorrow. Yeah, it says Monday now. It says Monday. I have an 80% chance of rain on Monday. Move furniture, then do breaks today. You guys had some yesterday. I should do the breaks today. I really should. I should at least do the fronts today. I should at least do the fronts today. I might do all of them, but I should very much at least do the fronts today. No, breaks in the rain? No. no doing breaks in the rain. Although I could do the breaks. I'm going to try and do the breaks in the garage. I don't have a lot of space in the garage, though. I've got plenty of space on the one side of the van. The wood shop side of the van is actually not terrible for working on the side of the car. But the other side, that's not as conducive to workflow. It's a little bit crowded over there. Oh, I see what you're saying. Move furniture on Monday on the rain day instead of today. I see. I understand now. I don't know if Mrs. RB will go for that, but I'll mention it. She seemed super excited. And it's not all that much. She wants to take one table out of one room and put it in a different room, take the table that's in one room and put it in a different room, and then take the exercise bike and put it back where the first table was. So it's not another one. Good grief. I'll tell you what, these bots are really annoying. These bots are really annoying. I hate them. Either way, Darth, I can't stream for 2 more hours. Either way, I have to go do something. I either have to move furniture or do the breaks or both today. You know? I don't dislike your idea. It's just today it's not going to work out for me. I don't dislike the idea at all. Oh, ads are coming.
Warning, ads inbound. Warning, ads inbound.
That's fun. I heard it twice because I've got Meld open and it's set to queue. Fun times. Oh. Move the furniture outside, do the breaks in the house. That is probably not going to happen. That is probably not going to happen at all. All right, so ads are coming. Ads are coming. I'm trying to think of how much longer.
Warning, ads inbound. Warning, ads inbound.
The ads are playing now? Okay. Well, we will let them play then. I think most everybody here has a way to see what's going on without worrying about ads. I don't think Darth is worried about ads right now because he's subscribed, and Diamond usually switches over to YouTube during the ads. So I don't think there's too much difficulty there. But yeah, we are getting close to the end for today. Yeah, I didn't think you had any ads, Darth, because you're a subscriber. I don't think there's anything else I need to discuss today. Short and sweet, yeah. Short and sweet. I'm going to eat my leftover pizza for lunch. I got leftover pizza from Wednesday. It's just a homemade job. Frozen pizza. Frozen pizza, throw a couple things on it, doctor it up a little bit. Turns out good. Turns out good. Cold pizza, I warm it up a little bit. And we are back from the advertisements. We are back from the advertisements. What else you guys done? What else you guys want to talk about in the remaining 11 minutes that we have? Anything on your minds? Moving does suck. Moving does suck. You're not wrong. CNC build. Okay. Yep. This week, actually, this coming week, I am going to go buy a piece of MDF. And I am going to start cutting out some of the pieces so that we can mount some of the linear rails and linear bearings that we've got. Start building the gantry structure. I am going to make it out of MDF. I actually watched a video for a guy that built a gigantic. I want to say it's probably about 3x5. It's probably about a 3x5 CNC bed, and he built it entirely out of MDF, and it is super strong, super durable. MDF doesn't like water, but if you can keep it dry, if you can keep it dry, man, it'll last forever. Well, maybe not forever, but a long time. Yeah, absolutely. Get it painted, get it put together, and then make sure that it gets sealed, and it should be good. Should be good. I did get so I have a wooden table saw. You guys know that. Built it myself. Works great. I do need to do a little bit to it. But I've moved the table saw in the shop, and there's going to be a video about this at some point when I'm done doing what I'm doing. There's going to be a video about it. Another shop tour maybe. But where I moved the saw to, and I wasn't thinking about this when I moved it, that's where a lot of the water congregates when the front porch leaks, and so my table saw was sitting in water. Yeah, that's true. I will also have humidity issues for sure, but my table saw was sitting in water. So I bought a table saw rolling platform thing. Yeah, very suboptimal. Yeah. So now it is up off the floor, and when it leaked, when the front door leaked the other day when it rained, no water on the table saw. Fantastic. That made me so happy. So happy. Why you no make dolly? Because the amount of time that it was going to take. Need a sub basement, like Silver says. Yeah, that's true. But the amount of time that it was going to take to build one, it was money well spent to just buy it. It was 100 and I know. I know content, like, right? That was so hard for me to just pull the trigger and buy it. But I didn't have time to build it, and I knew the longer that I put it off, the worse the table saw was going to get, you know? So, yeah, content would have been great, but I didn't do it. I just bought it. But there is going to be a CNC build. And I have a feeling that it's going to get finished this year. It's going to get finished this year because I'm really loving the CNC that they got me at work. That CNC router is great. Can't show it to you right now. Can I show it to you right now? Maybe I can. Do I have FreeCAD on here? Did I put FreeCAD on here? I did not. Yeah, I can't show it to you right now. I've been working in FreeCAD. And the CNC router that they bought me for work is made by SaneSmart. It's a Jimnitsu. And it came with 2 mounting brackets for a small spindle and then one for a bigger router-sized spindle. And the spindle that came with the CNC at work is the smaller one. So I borrowed the big CNC mounting bracket, and I've been making a model. I can't show it because the picture's on a USB drive. No, I can't show it because I don't have FreeCAD on this computer, and I can't open the file. I was going to open the file and show you the FreeCAD drawing, because I have it somewhere. Is it here? Where did I put that? Oh, it's right there. I have the file on my portable drive, but I don't have FreeCAD on here. If you guys want, I could just install FreeCAD real quick. It only takes a minute. Why don't I do that? FreeCAD. Download. Current stable version. Yes, please. I like it. I have Fusion 360 on my work laptop, and I do a lot of 3D print stuff. I do a lot of the 3D print stuff for work through Fusion 360, and I like Fusion 360, but I don't want to pay for a license for it. And if you don't have a license for it, then you can only save 10 models. And that works fine for the stuff that I do at work. But the stuff that I'm doing for myself, you know, it's like no, it's. Yeah. But FreeCAD works basically the same. Uh-oh. Okay, yeah. FreeCAD basically works the same. You know, there's a few keybinds that are different and such, but it's a nice program. It's got, you know, obviously you can design and draw parts, stuff like that, but it also has CAM software built into it, so you can do computer aided machining, which is great for 3D printing and for CNC stuff. So I'll be able to take models and then export them as G code to actually manufacture this stuff. Oh, FreeCAD installer is going nice and slow. That's great. Well, the extractor is going nice and slow. The install doesn't take. Yeah, you can use it for a laser too. You can use it for a laser too, because lasers are just G code. But I do have Lightburn. I do have Lightburn for lasers, so My hat seems like it's weird today. Doesn't want to line up centered on the face. Let me plug this in. Yep. Plug that in. Finish. It's not the hat, it's what's in it. You're probably right. You're probably right. FreeCAD. FreeCAD. Oopsie. Okay. Here it comes. We'll put it over here on the other screen here and just. I am feeling a little off center today, yes. We want dark mode. Done. Okay, so over on this screen over here, over on this screen over here, we have FreeCAD. And then we're going to open up a file from here, and then here, and then here. CNC router mount. Look at that. I drew that. I have the physical one upstairs that I've been using for the model, but the only thing I have left are the two holes that go right here and here to compress this around the spindle. But why you no rotate? Why you no rotate? I'm using. That's. Oh, that's why. Because I've used. Yeah. Here we go. But yeah. Complete with counter bores and everything. Oh. Well, Red Leader, thank you so much for that. You're right. I didn't see it on YouTube because my YouTube chat feed is being stupid. It's being dumb. Hey, look, you're over there. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you. Normally we play Minecraft and stuff around here, but Today we're just chatting about other stuff. So glad you're here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll do a better job of paying attention to YouTube chat too. Right now I'm just showing off a part that I've been drawing for my CNC router that I'm going to build. This is the mounting bracket for it. And I'm probably going to 3D print this. I'm going to 3D print it with at least 50% infill. And it's going to make content. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I've been doing this for, gosh, guys, how long have I been doing this? I've been a creator on YouTube since, what, 2014 or something like that? 2013. Here on Twitch for a lot of that. Two to 3 weeks. Probably. Yeah. It feels like that. It feels like that. Yes, Darth, I know that it's I know that I'm not supposed to look at the time, but I am going to look at the time because it's about that time. But I enjoy content creation. I enjoy hanging out with folks, playing games, being a derp, learning stuff from each other. It's good times. It's good times. But yeah, Diamond, to your point, FreeCAD, like I love FreeCAD. It's nice. It's a nice program. One of the other projects that I've been working on was this here. This dust shoe adapter for the vacuum for... Yeah, Darth, you've been here for 5 years plus. But I need a vacuum adapter for the CNC router. Well, I hope you do too. I hope you do too, Red Leader. But I'm just using this as kind of a, you know, just kind of a toy to figure this out. Like I did fillets and I did rotational stuff. Like if I go back in here and look at the model, the Revolution. So I started off with a sketch, right? I just started off with a line sketch of what I wanted the side profile to look like. And then I did a revolution option, which is this one right here, this one right here. And it spun it around a central radius, which is awesome. Yeah, and I've got some other folks here that have been here even longer. Some of our regulars have been here the entire time. Some of the regulars were followers of mine that from the very first video that I put out on YouTube, that was me playing what was it? Tech World 2. I think it was Minecraft Mod Pack Tech World 2. Perhaps, Diamond. I could probably do some FreeCAD content in the future. I'm sure there's going to be something that I'm going to have to make either for the CNC router or something. And I think pay attention to the woodworking channel because that's, yeah, I have a feeling it's going to happen. But I think, folks, that is just about all the time that I've got for today. So thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. I do appreciate it very, very much. If you like the stream, you know what to do. Hit the old follow button. Get notified every time I go live by turning your notification bells on, and don't miss any future content. Follow here, subscribe on YouTube. If you really love the stream, you can support the channels financially by going to patreon.com/rb_plays. The link for that will be down in the doobly-doo down below. Or you can also support us financially by either hitting the subscribe button here on Twitch or the join button over on YouTube. Red Leader, I hope to see you again. Thank you so much. Learn some wisdom on creation and life. Sure. I'll do my best to impart that wisdom if I can. I've discovered in my days that wisdom just comes with experience. Wisdom just comes with experience. You don't know what you don't know until you know that you didn't know, you know? But anyway, thanks everybody. Appreciate the time today. Have a great rest of your weekend. I love you all to pieces, but get off my lawn. Bye, everybody.